It was a season like no other. An unfolding story so full of twists and turns it could have been the product of Hollywood. A script that brought together flesh and metal, emotion and power, the greatest car chase ever. It dealt in fantasy, in impossible happenings, unpredictable at every scene. Old favourites returned to the stage to show they'd lost none of their lustre. Some stars dimmed, reduced to mere extras, as we embraced new heroes with familiar names. We cheered for the underdog, a celebration cut short. Like an action movie, it kept you on the edge of your seat. Bravery, excitement, glamour, a life out of reach. Subplots evolved, storylines changed, triumphs and pitfalls, a love story gone sour. Heroes and villains switching in a moment. It had to be scripted. An epic tale requires the perfect backdrop, and this one was altered with every episode. Some of these supporting stars came with stripes, greeted with a warm fanfare. Others became the focus themselves as the tension rose. Still, the old director stood firm. The greatest story ever told has an ending just as captivating. Lights out. Camera. Action.
Hello everyone and welcome to the finale of F1 2016 career mode. It's the end of season 2. We're here in Abu Dhabi at the Marina circuit. It's the 43rd part of this entire career mode, and we end it today here in Abu Dhabi. I'm so excited for this episode. You know, the last 21 episodes or so have been mental. It's been incredible, and I can't believe we've got to the end of a second season of career mode, and I can't tell you how grateful I am, guys, for all the support on this series. But we've got the important work of winning a world championship to do. As you can see, we were pushing the boundaries in FP1, and we're about to get our goals for the final qualifying session of the year in just a second. Here they are.
Hi, it's Emma. Your qualifying goals came up in the board meeting this morning. Here's what to expect.
And in typical fashion, they're tough goals, but ones we have to beat if we want to be world champion. Qualify second or higher, beat Vettel, and beat Daniel Ricciardo, our world championship rival. And so basically, we've got to go out there and try and get pole and just stop Daniel Ricciardo having every opportunity that he needs. So I'm going to send you over to Crofty now for qualifying for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Here we are at the beautiful Yas Marina circuit where qualifying is about to begin. So sit back, relax and enjoy the action.
So here we are in qualifying 2. We're going out on our hot lap on the super soft compound of tyre. That strategy worked for us so well last year, but as you can see, we're having a really scruffy part to the opening part of the lap, and we've run wide, in fact, through the chicane at turns 5 and 6, and that's compromised us heavily. And now into the second lot of chicanes at the end of the 2 straights, we've hit the curb, run wide, and this lap is an official write-off. And the problem is, it meant that we couldn't qualify on the super soft tyre, so we had to go out again on the ultra soft compound, which is not the tyre we wanted to start on, and it's going to compromise our race ever so slightly. But as you can see in the top left-hand corner, Ricciardo is on the ultra soft as well, so in terms of that, we are covering off our teammate. Here we are now, coming into turn 20 now. It's been a really safe, conservative, it's a bit of a scruffy lap in that respect. We haven't pushed the boundaries, and that reflects in the time because we're only 10th and we just get through qualifying. Okay, we did have 0.4 of a second in hand, but you know, we want to be fighting for pole and we're a second and a half off the pace. It was not a good lap at all, slower than what we did in qualifying 1. Raikkonen, though, qualifies on the super soft tyre. He's going to be very handy in the race. We proved that that was a great strategy last year. And Raikkonen, for me, is anyway the firm favourite going into this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, regardless of where he qualifies. So we now start our final lap of qualifying of the season. And I'm now going to let you I'm just going to sit back and then let you enjoy my qualifying lap. That lap puts us P3, just 2.5 tenths off the pace of Daniel Ricciardo, who does take pole position. Sebastian Vettel is second. We made a mistake. We had a bit of a dodgy middle sector. We lost time in turns 8, 9 and 11. And I think that probably cost us pole position, because otherwise we were flying. A complete contrast to qualifying 2. We did no changes to the car. Just pushed the boundaries and found quite a lot of time out there. But P3 it is for the race. Raikkonen in 4th, and it's Perez, Rosberg, Hulkenberg, Massa, Hamilton and Bottas. Quite an interesting grid. Daniel Ricciardo is where he needs to be, and if we want to become world champion, we must finish in 6th or higher. So if we finish 7th or lower tomorrow and Daniel Ricciardo wins, we will not be world champion. Interestingly enough, though, in terms of the title permutations, if we don't score any points and Ricciardo is second, we'll win the world championship on countback by having more third places. It's crazy. We'd have the same wins and the same second places. Here's the rivalry. We are now losing that, and we have a really difficult chance of winning that now. Vettel's pretty much got that wrapped up. Despite what we do in the race, I fear. And our driver position has also suffered despite the fact we finished 3rd, but we didn't pass our team goals. So let's see what our team goals are for the race.
Hi, it's Emma here. Just wanted to let you know what the team are hoping for in the race.
Not going to lie, I couldn't care what the team want, to be honest, because all I want to do is win the World Championship. Although a second place or higher, beating Ricciardo and beating Vettel would be fine. Although we don't want to finish 3rd in the championship. That is impossible. We will finish at least 2nd, but we're not here to finish 2nd. We're here to win. We're here to finish 1st. We've got an 18-point lead over Daniel Ricciardo coming into this race. Can we become the youngest 2-time world champion? I'm now going to send you over to Stephen Hayes for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Hello and welcome to Abu Dhabi, the capital city of the United Arab Emirates, for the 21st and final round of the 2017 Formula 1 season. Today we come to the Yas Marina circuit on the man-made Yas Island. Since its first race in 2009, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix has settled the World Drivers' Championship 3 times, and that number will rise to 4 when the checkered flag falls today. This 3.4 mile circuit has everything to test the modern day F1 cars, with high speed corners opening the lap before 2 long straights in the middle sector, which lead into the street style circuit of slow speed corners in the final part of the lap under the incredible Yas Hotel. Sebastian Vettel is the most successful F1 driver here, with 3 race wins and the lap record set in 2009. Today's race will be all about the championship battle between the 2 Red Bulls of Callum Byrne and Daniel Ricciardo, with the Brit bringing an 18-point lead into this race, following his podium last time out in Brazil. Here are the title permutations. For Callum Byrne to become the youngest 2-time champion, he only needs a 6th place finish or higher, whereas Daniel Ricciardo must win today to have any chance, with Byrne 7th or lower. Should Ricciardo finish second, with Byrne out of the points, then Byrne would become champion due to having more third-place finishes this season.
We're still in with a shot at the driver's title. It's down to this. Now go out there and come back a champion.
And now to the grid. Daniel Ricciardo starts from where he needs to finish in P1, with Sebastian Vettel in second. Callum Byrne starts from third, while Kimi Raikkonen lines up fourth and the lead car on the super soft tyres. The Force India of Sergio Perez shares the third row with the lead Mercedes of Nico Rosberg. Nico Hülkenberg will start from 7th ahead of Felipe Massa's Williams in 8th. Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas round out the top 10 with the Brit half a second ahead of the Finn. Kvyat just missed out on Q3 in 11th alongside the Haas of Roman Grosjean in 12th. Esteban Gutierrez leads the 7th row with Fernando Alonso's McLaren alongside him. Carlos Sainz is in a disappointing 15th with the second McLaren of Jenson Button just next to him in 16th. Pascal Wehrlein and Kevin Magnussen are 17th and 18th on the grid today. The second Manor and the second Renault of Rio Haryanto and Jolyon Palmer are 19th and 20th. And on the back row of the grid is both Sauber drivers with Marcus Ericsson in 21st and Felipe Nasr in 22nd and last. If you like these career videos but would like to face Callum Byrne on track, you will find him Sunday nights at www.ilrhub.co.uk. Now for in-race commentary with Callum Byrne. I've been Stephen Hayes, goodbye and enjoy the race.
So here we are, on the grid for the final time on F1 2016 in this career mode. Tension is building. You can see the strategy there. It's looking like it's going to be a two-stop go from the ultras to the softs, but it looks like if our tyre management is good, we might be able to change one of those to a super soft stint. We'll have to wait and see on that. The formation lap is coming to an end. And we're pulling into our grid slot of third place. Remember, watch for Kimi Raikkonen. He's on the super soft tyre. And remember, Ricciardo must win if he wants any chance today. Here we go then, 5 red lights for the final time, and away we go. And we've had the start of the season. What a great start. And we take the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix right off the line, doing everything we need to do to make sure we cement our name on that World Championship again, as we're defending from Ricciardo as we come through the turns 1, 2 and 3. We're coming down now in towards the 5-6 chicane, just parking on the apex. We went a little bit deep, but we just keep it tight, keep it narrow, keep it on that apex. There's a yellow flag off behind us for some reason as we come through the hairpin at 7. We've got to watch out for the slipstream down this straight. We remember 12 months ago the incredible battle we had with Ricciardo and the 2 Ferraris down this massive straight. As you can see now, there's proximity arrow is there, but it may be Ricciardo's running a little bit more downforce than what we are, because he just is not gaining at all in that slipstream. We'll have to keep an eye on when DRS is enabled, but either way, we had a phenomenal start to our Grand Prix. As you can see on the replay, we just launched off the line. Raikkonen struggled on the super soft tyre. He's been mugged off by a Mercedes. I think that's of Nico Rosberg up the inside of turn 1. And we're going to see a replay of our start. We just had a beautiful launch, and the second phase was exceptional as well. We hopped off the line and just bolted, and Ricciardo, as we'll see here, didn't see it coming at all. We'll just come out of nowhere. It was like we jumped the start almost. It was an incredible start, and Ricciardo had no choice but to leave us the inside line to take the lead, and his World Championship hopes are already taking a battering. As you can see on Sergio Perez behind us had a phenomenal start as well, and you can get a good view of our start as he jumps both Ferraris as well, and we'll see that from Kimi Raikkonen's point of view. There's us flying off into the lead, and there's Perez following him on as well, following us on I should say, and look at that. What a start from the Force India of Sergio Perez, who of course won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, as now on lap 3 DRS has been enabled, and Ricciardo is all over the back of us. He's giving us a little bit to think about into the chicane at turns 5 and 6. We're able to defend and hold on to the lead for now as we come into the hairpin at 7. Ricciardo with the DRS, how close is he going to be as we go down the long back straight? Tyre wear already coming into it, that's 33%. I don't know if you quite saw that, but it was 33% in the front left tyre. So the tyres are already taking a pounding. We tried to look after them as best we could in qualifying on our in and out laps as we're now still defending from Ricciardo. He couldn't quite catch us with DRS, so as it seems for the moment at least, like Ricciardo just doesn't quite have the pace at the moment. As we say that though, he's all over the back of us as we come through the exit of the final corner on lap 4, and Ricciardo is in our slipstream. Is he going to flick to the... He's going to try down the pit straight into turn 1. Not very often we see an overtake there. Ricciardo goes up the inside. We hang around the outside. Can we hold it through turn 2? We try our best. We have to back off. We mount the curb as well. Ricciardo makes a sensational move to steal the lead of this race back into his own hands. He's in the position he needs to be if he wants any chance to win this World Championship, but at the moment we are in a comfortable position. We've got positions to spare if we want to be World Champion, but either way Ricciardo makes sure that the World Championship is very much sort of in his own hands. He's doing everything he needs to do as we're now watching out for Sergio Perez, who's very quick in a straight line in that Force India as we come down into the chicane at turns 8 and 9. We're trying to line up Ricciardo, and even with the long straight and the DRS, we just could not catch Ricciardo, and it looks like Danny Ric might just bolt off into the sunset. Or is he going to try and deploy some of those backing up tactics that we saw from Lewis Hamilton in the real-life 2016 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? It certainly looks that way at the moment as we come into the final sector, as we're still trying to find a way to line up Ricciardo to retake the lead and just make sure that, you know, we stop everything from being in Danny Ric's hands here. But either way, we still can't catch him at the moment, and we will be thinking about a pit stop soon, I would say, because the ultra soft tyres don't tend to go too long. But of course, losing the position to Ricciardo means that we lose preference on the strategy, and that is proven as Daniel Ricciardo just dives straight into the pit lane. We will retake the lead of the race for now, but the undercut round this track is so powerful, it's so strong, as we're now going to see a replay of Ricciardo's move on us. You can just see, look at this, he gets such a good exit out of the final corner, dips into the slipstream, and then the closing speeds there, as you can see, Vettel dived into the pit lane as well. And as you say, we left him the space, mainly because we thought we'd be able to get him on the exit. I didn't think he was going to be able to brave it up the inside, so fair play to Ricciardo, and he went for it, and he made the move stick, and it was a sensational manoeuvre from our teammate. As now on our in lap, so Ricciardo's just pitted. We're having to defend from Raikkonen now because Perez pitted as well. Gutierrez is up to a P3 at the moment, but he's yet to pit as well, along with all of us. And here comes Raikkonen around the outside into turn 11. We hold it up the inside. We brake late. We don't leave him any space on the exit as we clamber across the curbs in the mini chicane, and we maintain the lead of the race for now. As you'll see on the replay, we were being very ruthless with Raikkonen. We are losing too much time on our in lap at the moment, and Ricciardo is just gaining and gaining and gaining at the moment in the overall perspective of this race. But we're holding up Raikkonen a treat, which is good because he of course is on the super soft tyre. We are trying to do a 2-stop like Raikkonen and not have to do a 3. Ricciardo is doing a 3-stop, whereas we're trying to avoid doing that, and we're trying to do a 2-stop. So we're going to go onto the soft compound tyre in our next stint, and hopefully take it long enough where we can bolt on a set of super soft tyres to run to the end, which could give us an advantage over the guys on the soft tyre at the end. As here we come into the pit lane now. Raikkonen of course stays out, as apparently we exceed track limits somehow, but it does not matter as we come into the pit lane for what will hopefully be our penultimate pit stop of the season. Let's hope it's a good one from Red Bull. It is a pretty good stop, a 1.7 second stop. That is what we want to see, Red Bull. Good job as Sebastian Vettel sets a new fastest lap of the race of a 1:40. We're coming out of the pit lane now. I believe we're going to get jumped by both of these guys. In fact, Vettel has already cleared us quite substantially, and we're going to be very close with Sergio Perez actually as we come out of the pit lane, feeding into turn 3 and 4. We go side by side with the Mexican, but we managed to hold him off. We managed to steal the position, and we stay in P5, which is a net P3, I think, once everyone in front of us has made their stops. As now at the end of lap 7, I believe Kimi Raikkonen, or is it Gutierrez that's pitted? I think it might be Esteban Gutierrez. Yes, it is. Now Raikkonen is in the pit at the start of lap 9, and we move up into P3. But of course, us and Perez are on the soft tyre, whereas Vettel and Ricciardo are on the ultra softs, and now they have just made their pit stops as well. Now on lap 10, Perez, who we pulled away from initially, has started to close us down. We've got Raikkonen coming at us as well on the super soft tyre, and Ricciardo and co, who've gone for the super soft as well, I believe, as we defend around the outside of Sergio Perez. It got very close there, but we made a very good move around the outside as we left Perez the inside line for a slightly more sweeping line around the outside. Very bold, brave, but it was beautiful to watch, and Perez could have easily run us out of road, but he didn't, and it meant we could just have a slightly better line to sweep in, which would work into our favour. But now on lap 12 we're having to defend again, and now Kimi Raikkonen has joined the party, as well as again Perez makes a lunge up the inside into turn 11. We hold it around the outside. It's easier to defend into the little chicane if you go around the outside, as much as it's quite, you know, I am just inside. I'm like, I've got to defend the inside, but so we'll just take it as it comes, I think, as we are defending the inside line this time, actually allowing Perez to go around the outside. We hold the inside line, we hit the apex, but we have to chop Perez off because he was trying to hang it in there, and that's going to put Kimi Raikkonen all over him, and I feel like I'd rather have Perez behind me than Kimi Raikkonen, just because that Ferrari's quicker as we clunk that orange curb. Not too badly, but it has slowed our exit speed down significantly, and you can see in the distance Daniel Ricciardo is catching us at a vast rate of knots, and here comes Perez again. We hug the inside line. We're looking all around to try and see where Perez is. We brake late, almost too late. We dive deep into the corner, but it cuts Perez off, and we hold on to the lead for now at least. And now we are all roughly on the same strategy. Everyone here has to pit again. We're all doing one more stop from here, so this is all for position. And at the moment we've got a little train which is feeding down to about 5th or 6th place when Sebastian Vettel joins this battle, and that means that this could work into we're actually doing Daniel Ricciardo a favour here by backing the pack up as Perez takes the lead. We dive it back up the inside. We have to leave him space around the outside, but I think Perez locked up, and that's compromised him significantly because here comes Raikkonen. Raikkonen goes around the outside of Perez in turn 9, now giving the inside line for turns 10 and 11. And look at Ricciardo! Danny Rick weaving all over the place to see if he can get the past the pair of them. He sits in behind, and you can see in the mirrors Raikkonen has managed to get past Sergio Perez, and now on lap 16 Raikkonen is all over the back of us. Perez has fallen back as he started battling with Ricciardo and Vettel and possibly his teammate as well, and Raikkonen just sweeps past us now, going down the straight. We're going to dip into the slipstream and dive it back up the inside as he doesn't defend it, and it means we can go deep, late on the brakes, and just stop Raikkonen from hanging it around the outside, and that works into our favour, and we hold the lead for now. And Ricciardo has passed Checo Perez as well, and he's setting his sights on Kimi Raikkonen. Now on the next lap, here we go again, down this long straight, the second long straight. Raikkonen in the DRS zone, along with Ricciardo. We're just defending the inside line. When you're battling two cars, it's easier just to hold that inside line than worry about where two cars are. Raikkonen tries around the outside. We cut him off yet again. We are not letting him go around the outside of us into turn 11. And we are starting to think about a pit stop anyway, onto the super soft tyre. We hang it out for another lap and just do a short 10-lap stint. Into the pit lane goes Daniel Ricciardo. He's going onto the soft compound tyre, so he's not he obviously didn't bring another set of super softs with him, or thinks the soft tyre is a much better race tyre. Here we are on lap 18. We're making our pit stop now. There's a yellow flag in the middle sector, as well as Raikkonen and Perez both follow us into the pit lane. So Raikkonen's going to go onto the soft tyre. I believe Perez will most likely follow us onto the super soft. I would expect anyway. Will we get jumped by one of these guys as well? The answer is no. We hang on to our position just about. And yes, we're on the super soft. Perez on the super soft, and Kimi is on the soft compound tyre as we now come out of the pit lane in this awesome pit exit which goes underneath the track. And you can see there's the Mercedes and Nico Rosberg. We're going to be comfortably ahead of him, but we've been jumped by Ricciardo and by Vettel. I said the undercut was very powerful here, and Sebastian Vettel has done it. And this was the cause of the yellow flag. It looks like Grosjean and the manor of, I think it was Rio Haryanto. I might be wrong. No. Yeah, I think it was Rio Haryanto. Anyway, as now on lap 19, we're chasing down Sebastian Vettel. No safety car or VSC for that incident either, as we have caught Sebastian Vettel on our outlap now. As we're in the DRS zone, we're on the quicker tyre. Vettel's gone for the soft compound tyre, and we've got the grip at this stage of the race to just sweep clean around the outside of him, going purple in the middle sector. Ricciardo's only a couple of seconds up the road on the soft tyre, so can we catch him and steal the victory here? As here's a replay of the move we made on Seb Vettel. Easy as you like, really, with the DRS. Vettel couldn't do anything to defend it. We just went right around the outside, kept it in the track limits as well, and that was like stealing candy from a baby, or a position from a Ferrari. As we now cut on to lap 20, the end of 20, the start of 21. We have cut the gap down to Ricciardo as we go purple on that lap, although we did lose a little bit of time in the middle sector. And as we start to catch Ricciardo, Vettel now starts to attack us. That's not going to help us at all, because if we start battling Vettel, we will not be able to fight for this win, because Ricciardo will just scully off into the distance as we hold it at the inside of turn 11. Give Vettel no space around the outside. We're still maintaining a gap to Ricciardo, but as we cut to lap 23, you can see he's just pulled off into the distance and he's just starting to extend that advantage. I wonder if he's resigned to his fate, that he might not become world champion this weekend, as now here comes Sebastian Vettel around the outside into the chicane at turn 8. We hold it up the inside, we try and cut him off, and we do manage to do so, and Vettel has to sit in behind, and that means he won't be near us going down the next straight as we go again on the next lap. Ricciardo pulling off into the distance. He might win the race, win the battle, but lose the war, I think the phrase is at the moment, as we just want to make sure we're on the highest possible step of the podium possible, as we're now defending from Sebastian Vettel, who again now is going to attack us round the outside. He's not as close this time. Is he going to try for a slightly... Oh no, he lunges it at the last second, and we have to leave him space now, and Vettel moves up into second. What a move from Sebastian Vettel! We were just planning to shut the door, and he just lunged it, released the brake, and just went deeper into the corner, and it meant we couldn't do it, but we sweep past him with DRS. The downside to that manoeuvre was he just gave us the DRS to get back past him with. That's the thing with this track. You have to line someone up down this straight and then nail them down the second straight, because otherwise they'll just get you back, and that's what we're using to our advantage here as Vettel comes at us now. And Perez as well. We could lose the podium here. We don't want to lose the podium. We want to celebrate the championship in style. As up the inside we go, there's almost contact with Vettel, who goes around the outside. We cut back underneath. We'll be in the DRS zone, and we're much closer than we were a lap ago. As now in the DRS zone, we flick to the outside. We're just going to breeze past Vettel. Perez is just sat in behind watching the fireworks at the moment, waiting to see if there'll be an incident like there was last year. We need to be careful here, because we can't afford to get ourselves taken out of this race. We can't afford to have an accident with Daniel Ricciardo winning this race. We want to fight for a top podium place, but we don't want to lose the World Championship by fighting for a position we don't need as well. But it doesn't matter. We're here on lap 28. We fought off everything Sebastian Vettel has had to throw at us. Daniel Ricciardo wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but we're just 2 corners away from our second World Championship in a row. We round the final corner of 21, and we start weaving because we're world champion again.
You're the world champion! World champion! You are the man! Woo-hoo! World champion! Oh my god! I can't believe it! Thank you so much, guys! Woo!
And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. This also means that there's no catching our leader anymore and we crown a new World Drivers' Champion. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
It's got to be Rio Harriento.
And there we have it. We are world champion again with a second place finish. And, well, what can I say? We've done it. After the incredible mid-season battling with Daniel Ricciardo in Austria and Silverstone and Hungary, oh my goodness, to be world champion after all of that drama. Sadly, we couldn't do it in style by winning the final race. Daniel Ricciardo did everything that he needed to do, but sadly, we did everything that we needed to do as well. And we were about 15 seconds away from losing the World Championship. And it was just one of those. That's the problem. The Red Bull car is just so quick now that us finishing outside the top 6 was always going to be highly unlikely. As you can see, we had no DNFers. I think it's for the second race in a row, is it, that we had all 22 cars across the finishing line. And I don't really... I think with the way the points have worked out, there wasn't really any movers and shakers, really, in the Drivers' or Constructors' Championship. I think it was all fairly settled. But we'll come over to that in a minute. But yeah, as you can, here we go. Here's the table right now. As you can see, no movers and shakers anyway, in the top 12 at least. And we won the World Championship by 11 points in the end. So this season has been very, very close. Very nip and tuck between myself and Ricciardo. And 11 points is all the difference was. And you look back to Daniel Ricciardo, the dodgy strategy in Brazil, the dodgy strategy in Austin, the bad qualifying in Malaysia, the terrible race in Hungary. I mean, Ricciardo's had the pace to be world champion this year, and it sadly just hasn't quite worked out for him. Every driver bar 4 scored points, and that was both Saubers and both Renaults. What a turn in fortunes for Sauber. They had a podium in Monaco last season, didn't even score a point this year, and they are bottom of the Drivers' Championship. Although they're not bottom of the Constructors. Don't know how that quite works out, but there you go. We're world champion by 160 points with 701 points. Phenomenal total, given that we haven't been like Mercedes-Benz dominant. But Ferrari a second, Mercedes a third, Force India fourth. Brilliant. Then it's Williams, McLaren, Manor Racing 7th. And then Toro Rosso and Haas are tied on 7 points each, but Scuderia Toro Rosso have got a slightly better result, so they are. That's why they are above Haas. And then Sauber and Renault round out the constructors table. Rivalry, like this really matters now, but here it is anyway. In typical fashion of this season of career mode, we have lost the rivalry, and we lost it by 1 point. That is gutting. That is so gutting. Doesn't matter. Does not matter, as here is the driver position. It's all going to be good, apart from the fact we didn't beat Daniel Ricciardo, and we didn't win the rivalry. But apart from that, it was all good. And here is the career score as well, from the second season. The total at the end of Season 2 of Career Mode. Compare it, contrast it, do whatever you like. I'd say it's a good score. And as you can see, end of season, they're delighted that my performance has been above expectations. We've won the championship, we've won the Constructors, and take some time to relax because we've earned it. And indeed we will, Red Bull. And here is the statistics for the end of the season. There's our positions on the left-hand side, the performance index on the right, and our worst. We lost 6 rivalries and won 1. Whoa. That was what a brilliant total that is. But yeah, we'll do some housekeeping now, I think. Guys, thank you very much for sticking with this series. To do 2 seasons of career mode is just phenomenal, and I can't thank you enough for the support that there has been on this series for the last 2 seasons. To have 43 and what will be 44 episodes next week with the career mode season 2 montage is incredible, as we're now presented with our trophies. Look at that trophy cabinet. so consistent, so consistent on the podium in every race bar 4 out of 21. Phenomenal. If you've enjoyed this series, if you've enjoyed this episode, please smash the like button, comment. What else would you like to see on this channel? There's going to be a lot of one-off videos now between now and F1 2017, as well as the real-life race discussions. So yeah, tell me what you want to see on the channel, and we'll see what we can do. What else was I going to say? Yeah, like, share, and if you're new, please subscribe, because I promise you that this channel's just going up and up and up, and the content's just getting better and better. And a year ago, I never would have believed. I remember on F1 2015, we got through 5 episodes of the career mode before I gave up. We've done 2 seasons of 44 episodes now. Mental. It's crazy. I can't put it into words. Thank you very much for all the support. And yeah, this channel's just growing and growing, and I am just rambling a lot now. So we'll wrap it up, I think. As I said, like, share, subscribe. Next week will be the Season 2 montage. I've pretty much just finished editing that now. So that is pretty much ready to go. So that'll be out Saturday, 10 o'clock as per usual. And then after that, who knows what is coming? There might be Forza, Project Cars, who knows? And also, I'd like to say a special thanks to people in the series: Steve, Ash, and Jason. They've done the commentary for the race build-up for pretty much all the episodes. Either one of them has anyway. So thank you very much to them, because they've helped make the videos even better in that little build-up to the race. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you very much for enjoying career mode, and I will see you in the career mode montage next week. Goodbye.